Hello everyone, I hope you're well. A few people have asked me for some tips, so I figured I might as well just make a video where I tell you everything that helped me, along with any extra advice that I can give you. The IB is no joke. It's not that difficult to fail, but it's also not that hard to pass. Keep watching this video if you want to learn how to achieve a score above 30. I'd like to begin by addressing the year 1 students, so if you're currently on your second year, then you can skip to your part. CAS and IAs. For CAS, just pick a few experiences. I personally had between 15 to 20 experiences. I know that's more than the requirement, but they were all very basic. For instance, I had a baking experience where I just baked cookies and cakes. I also had a painting experience where I just painted and then reflected on how I painted them. Another example is my gym journey. Once a month or maybe twice a month, I would just reflect on how I've been doing and if I've been increasing the weights, etc. So I had a mixture of long-term and short-term experiences. So these are just a few ideas that you can use. And remember, if you write one reflection, at least one per week, you're already good to go. And a picture also counts as a reflection. So really, all you need is a couple pictures, a couple written reflections, and you're good. As for your IAs, it might not be something that you're worrying about right now, but I did my biology IA right before the summer holidays, and I'm so glad that I did it. So if you have any experiments to do, I would really recommend you do it in your first year or during the summer holidays, because then all you have to do is do the write-up, and that just takes max a week. So you'll really be saving a lot of time. My second tip, studying. Now, I studied more for my first year than I did for my second year. My main advice is to take it seriously. Build a solid foundation by taking each lesson and each test seriously. And most of all, pay attention. Try to stay attentive, even though I know sometimes it's very tempting to look at what the other people are doing, but you just have to remember the end goal here. And also remember that how you do on your first year usually dictates how well you do on your second year. Reviewing notes. Besides taking notes in class and paying attention, something that really helps is revising your notes. So after each school day, you can just come home, spend at least 10 minutes just reviewing your notes. You could take up to 40 minutes. It really doesn't matter, as long as you're just repeating your notes to yourself. If it helps, you can also just rewrite them or just recite them. From what I can say, regular revision really puts you at a much better position than your peers. Next up, studying for your tests. Now, I'm not sure if my technique was right, but I usually studied 1 or 2 days before the test date, but I did spend 7 to 9 hours on those days. It might sound intense, but it's actually not that bad considering that you've already done revision in the past before, so at that point it's just really sticking it all in. I personally work better under pressure, so I usually use a timer. I'll also create a handwritten plan for my study sessions, and usually I'll do them slightly unrealistic just so that I end up doing more than I would have if I hadn't done a plan at all. So there are certain methods you can use to do a 9-hour study day. Either you can study for 1.5 hours, then take a break, then get back to it, etc. But if 1.5 hours is too much for you, then you can just do 30 minutes and then take a 5-minute break and then keep going. If 30 minutes is too short for you, then you can do it for 50 minutes and then just take a break for 5 to 10 minutes. Like, there are so many ways you can do this. I'd say just experiment, see what works for you. Everyone has their own attention spans and ways of working, so try and see which study method works best for you, and I'd say do that. And it really does not matter if one doesn't work. Just keep going until you find the perfect one, and you have a lot of time to figure that out. Something that is super important when revising is using resources. You can use Save My Exams, BioNinja, Revision Village. These are all very helpful resources. They provide exam-style questions and also summarized notes. Next up, mock exams are important. Now, the reason why I'm saying take your lessons and your tests seriously is because mock exams are very important. This not only will make your second year easier, but it also helps you with your predicted grade. If you aim to study at a university, especially in the US or the UK, please research the application requirements and any other necessary transcripts that you might need. Use your first year to handle all of that before you get into the exam stress. So to make sure that you're prepared and you don't miss any deadlines, make sure you do all of that research in year one. And on your second year, you don't have to worry about uni applications, even though I do know that there are universities that you can apply to even after your exams. I'm just speaking about the ones that ask you to apply earlier. Because if you miss the deadlines, then it's going to end up costing you more time. Now, for year two, by this time, you should already have an idea of what study method works best for you, and you should be more comfortable with each subject. My number one tip, finish your IAs early. Complete your IAs as soon as possible, because you want to leave more time for revision. I had to rewrite my entire business IA, completely different topic. I don't necessarily regret it because the other one was really bad, but it was stressful and very time consuming. So avoid missing any deadlines and aim to finish your IAs early. And the same goes for your EE. Spend more time on your research, that's fine, but for the write-up, you shouldn't be spending more than a month. Now, create an ultimate revision plan. I would say set a plan of exam revision. Some people like to use all the time that I can get. For me, I didn't really have a plan. I initially wanted to spend just a month for each of my subjects. It didn't really go as planned. I ended up only having a week, but as long as you review all the past papers, notes, textbooks, and study guides, you're on the right track. And at the end of the day, there's nothing other than that you can do. I did multiple past papers per day, and I realized that it sort of gets repetitive at some point and the questions start to look more alike. So it really helps not only to prepare you for what the actual exam is going to look like, but also the kinds of questions that will come up. Use flashcards and presentations. Now, flashcards are great for memorization. You can find pre-made ones on Quizlets or just do them yourself. I know that if you do it yourself, then you're more likely to learn them faster. And I'll also suggest making presentations. Now, I am a person that memorizes and learns by explaining. So what I did was make a presentation for each unit in biology, and I just presented them to my mom. And because I presented them multiple times, it really stuck. So if you'd like to try that, then have a go at it. If you can't really find anyone to present to, then just do it to yourself. It's still the same thing, as long as you're just repeating it over and over again. Don't be afraid to just say it out loud. Routine changes. Implement study routines that mirror your exam conditions. Study at the time that you would have an exam to train your brain. Schedule your meals and your hydration. Listen to subject-related podcasts for at least 10 minutes a day to reinforce your learning. And lastly, prioritize your health. Exercise regularly, and what I did was avoid sugar for better sleep and concentration. I tried to prioritize my sleep and maintain a consistent sleep schedule. I also stopped listening to music and instead just listen to podcasts all the time, and that just helps you stay in that learning mindset. Because trust me when I say this, a healthy body and a healthy mind will help you be more relaxed and feel more prepared for the exams. I hope these tips help. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you want me to explain something in greater detail or give tips in anything else, feel free to reach out. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Good luck to all of you.